Hello everyone, Science Viking here, and it is time to continue the Let's Play of Final Fantasy IX. Well, we spent an entire episode most of an episode reaching the Ice Cavern. Now it's time to explore it. This must be the cavern. What's up, BB? Have you ever heard of the Ice Cavern? Sure. Is this the place? I think so. It's supposed to be near Evil Forest. I've heard of it. It's supposed to be a beautiful place covered in ice. My grandpa told me about this place. He said the cavern takes travelers to the top of the mist. Bravo! Master Vivi's grandfather must be quite a scholar. We must thank him upon escaping the mist. My grandpa used to teach me lots of things, but he passed away. Oh, forgive my indiscretion. Don't worry about it. Well, why don't we go inside? Oh, what a beautiful place. Seeing the actual cavern is so much better than reading about it. Oh, how pretty. I wonder what kind of flower this is. Princess, please don't touch anything. Can we get moving? I'm freezing here. And we have control again. And our first piece of loot, which is a tent to replace the one we used. Convenient. Now, see this mist that pulses through certain areas of the cave. If we walk through it when the mist is going, we fight one specific enemy, which is these guys. We only fight these guys if we run into that mist, and we always fight these guys when we run into the mist. I'm going to hold out on attacking this one because I want to demonstrate something, which is Zidane's second ability, which you learned from the Mage Masher, is Detect. Let's see what it does. It'll take a minute for the ability to actually happen. It tells us what items an enemy carries, what we can steal from them. Now, let's see how these guys deal with fire, considering the fact that they like to throw ice cream at us. That's another ability they have. They can trade their HP with yours. Yeah, they don't deal so well with fire, though they can survive being hit by it once. Of course, now, since that guy's HP is low, his HP switching and it will cause a lot of damage. I'm actually going to steal from this one. And we have another tent. Like I said, later on, stealing will stop being useful because you have plenty of money to buy all these healing items that are currently getting as theft. But right at the beginning, it's actually useful. Quick heal everyone up, and let's finish this guy off. And that's that. And now I'm actually going to introduce another mechanic in this game that I've mostly been ignoring up to this point. Partially because we have a piece of equipment that allows me to demonstrate this. Now you'll notice Steiner's stats are split into two groups. There is attack, defense, evade, magic defense, and magic evade, which are properties of his equipment, And then there is speed, strength, magic, and spirit. These are his base stats. Speed determines how quickly his ATB gauge fills up, and thus how often he gets to act. Strength determines his physical attack damage. Magic determines his magical attack damage. And spirit determines how quickly a character's trance gauge fills and how long they get to stay in trance once the gauge is full. Now, if Steiner were to equip the Iron Helm, in addition to giving slightly better magic defense, it would increase his spirit stat. Now here's the thing. When you level up, while you have equipment that increases one of your stats, a small portion of the bonus that you are receiving from your equipment becomes permanent. It's 1/10 of the bonus that you're receiving. But the game will actually keep track of fractional values, and when they reach a whole number, they'll be represented. So if Steiner levels up while equipping the Iron Helm, his spirit stat will go up by 1/10 of 1 point, and will actually stay that way. He, I think, is the only one we can equip in this way, because the only other piece of equipment we have that grants a stat bonus is the leather wrist. And since someone is already equipping it, who is also about to level up, there's no point in giving it to someone else. This actually means that you kind of, when a character is close to leveling up, you kind of want to switch them to a different piece of equipment. To switch them to equipment that would give them better stat bonuses. And let's see what this is. Huh, what's this? What a strange wall. There's gotta be something behind it. Hey, Vivi. Yes? Can you break this wall down with your magic? I'm coming. And he can! Whoa! I knew it, see? There might be other walls like this. I'm counting on you, Vivi. Sure. Now we receive an ether, which restores MP. But there are a lot of those throughout the dungeon. A lot of these chests that you have to use fire to get to. Alright, wait for the mist to end and go for this chest. And obtain a potion. Not terribly impressive. I mean, potions are somewhat useful. We'll need them for the upcoming boss fight. I'm also, once again, surprised by this game's low encounter rate. I would have expected that we would run into something by now, other than the one forced encounter. Alright, I want this chest. And I receive a potion. Also, that's the other reason why boss fights give AP but not experience, so that you can equip your characters for a boss fight based on what equipment is actually well suited for the fight, rather than what equipment gives you better level up bonuses. And yep, now that we use fire on this ramp, we can get down to the lower area, where we get the Mage Masher. This is the way you're more expected to get it, but since we already have one, that actually isn't very useful. It's actually very important that you have the Mage Masher for this upcoming boss fight. I mean, it's doable without it, but it's quite a bit harder for a reason I'll get into when we actually reach that fight. Okay, finally a random encounter. Against Flans, they aren't really dangerous and don't carry anything really valuable. I'll just have Vivi cast fire on all of them. That's a good solution for most fights in this area. Of course, it is possible for him to run out of MP, but we have MP restoring items. And yep, Steiner leveled up, thus benefiting from the boost to his spirit stat. Now, I'm going to switch Steiner back to equipping the Bronze Helm, and equip Bug Killer again. You don't really have to do this, but it's a good practice. And we receive an elixir, which is actually a very useful item. It restores all of a character's HP, a single character's HP and MP. Of course, I usually wind up hoarding them and then never end up in a situation where I actually need them. Let's grab this chest. A phoenix down. And wait for the mist to end. And here's another burnable wall. Huh? What's this? And he does it again. Whoa! You know, Zidane, at some point you really should stop being surprised. It's the same every time. And here we find another leather wrist. This one I'm giving to the character who's closest to leveling up, which is Garnet. The spirit stat in general is not very useful. It really isn't that helpful to try and manipulate how often a character goes into trance. Because while trance is powerful, the game is entirely beatable without ever really exploiting it. And so it is no coincidence that the equipment that we're finding that gives stat bonuses early on gives those bonuses to Spirit. Because Spirit really is the least useful stat. And I'm actually going to advance Steel and then maybe just cast Fire on everything. At this stage, Garnet can fully heal everyone in a single turn pretty easily. Another reason why this segment of the game is really not especially hard. And that's that. Okay, starting to learn Bird Killer, which I believe is actually not a reason to change his equipment. Yep, Bird Killer is granted by the bronze armor, which we can't replace. And now we have two choices. The ominous-looking path or the relatively safe-looking path. We actually want to go through the safe-looking path, contrary to common video game wisdom. Because we find a Moogle encased in a block of ice. Huh, what's this? And we free him, whether he likes it or not. Hot, hot, hot! You bastards! Oh, I can move again. Thanks, Kupo. And this causes us to see Teach Me Mogster Lesson 2. Hey bro, what are you going to teach me today? Lots of neat stuff. I'm going to give you another interesting lecture today. Once again, we can skip this. Gosh bro, you sure know a lot. Yeah, I know. Alright, let's see if he has any messages. Yep, he wants us to deliver a letter to Gumo. Thanks, Kupo. And since we're coming up against a boss fight, I am going to save. Okay, now that I've been a responsible Viking and saved, let's proceed. Alright. And yeah, I momentarily forgot whether or not I'd already asked him for his letter. I'm going to quick heal everyone, but I'm not actually going to use it yet. This is kind of a deliberate demonstration of the fact that I don't need it. Let's check Zidane's equipment. Actually, let me check something else first. I'm also going to take the leather wrist away from Garnet and give it to Zidane. Because while Fleet of Gil is useful, I want him to start learning Beast Killer for the moment. I'll even equip Beast Killer. And cutscene. Vivi, hurry up, you'll be left behind. I'm coming. Oh no! Master Vivi, are you okay? Yo, Rusty, you're not alright, are you? What happened to you guys? Hey, Rusty, move it or lose it. Get off. It's no use. Oh no, Garnet, not you too. Garnet? She's out cold. Shoot. I'm falling asleep. And we hear a bell. What's that sound? It came from over there. Is somebody there? Let's investigate. Let's just walk in the woods. We can't run if we want to. Why didn't you fall asleep? You should be dead by now. Are you the one causing this blizzard? Hehehe, that's right. And boss fight time. For this boss fight, we only get Zidane. I wonder why I wanted to give him all the best equipment and stock up on potions. Because we're going to be doing this without the help of our white mage. Now, there is an intended way to do this, and some people swear up and down that the intended way to do this is the only way to do this. I intend to prove them wrong. I'll show the more normal way of doing this in extra footage, but I feel like showing an alternative way. You see, the intended way to do this is to let Zidane take damage until his trance gauge is full, and then have him use his trance abilities to take them both out fairly quickly. You can do this, it's a perfectly valid way of handling this fight, but I'm not going to do it. Partially because each of them has some fairly valuable equipment that I want to steal, and partially just to prove that you indeed can beat these guys without using any of Zidane's trance abilities. Now obviously, when Zidane's trance gauge is full, he will go into trance whether I like it or not. So I'm just going to have him not use... Yes, I got it, the Mithril Dagger. I'm just going to have Zidane not use his trance abilities once he has access to them. Also, yes, the Mithril Dagger is Zidane's next weapon. Though seeing as he hasn't learned Flee or Detect yet, hasn't mastered Flee or Detect yet, I'm not going to use it, just equip it to these two. And yep, use my first potion. I believe the sea lion is out of things to steal. And Zidane is in trance. Now, in addition to giving him access to the Dying command, his physical attack power is increased significantly during trance, so I'm also not going to have him physically attack. Now, I mentioned earlier why it is that there's a reason why there is a Mage Masher in this cave and why you would really want to have one. And that's because you'll notice, in addition to free energy, Zidane has a new ability, Tide Over Them. That's how Zidane's trance abilities work. Every time he gains a new active ability under the skill command, he also gains a new ability under the dying command when he's in trance. I'm not going to use them, but yeah. So, the main thing that Tidal Flame does that free energy does not do is the Tidal Flame hits all energies, hits all enemies. Free energy hits only one. And yep, it doesn't have anything, but its boss still does. Also, if you attack the sea lion, the Black Waltz will heal the sea lion. If you succeed in killing the sea lion, which I'm probably not going to be able to demonstrate, then the Black Waltz will resurrect the sea lion. So you have to kill the Black Waltz first, even though the sea lion does more damage. stole a remedy. That's an item that just cures every status effect, which is particularly useful since it is possible for a character to be under every status effect at the same time. Under multiple status effects at the same time. And yes, it aimed to use some healing. The main downside to using this method of defeating this boss is it's kind of slow. But we'll be fine. Listen to a lovely boss music. Actually, not the best boss music in the series. It's not bad, but there are others I like. And it casts a blizzard again. Couldn't steal anything. I'd say we have one more round before we need to heal. What's interesting is the targeting system really tries to get you to target the sea lion first, but you really shouldn't, even no matter what. You really need to dig up the black bolts first. Now one. And now I definitely am going to need to heal next turn. It is also going to take a few tries to get the black waltz is carrying. And I overextended myself a bit, so I'm going to use a high potion. That restores 300, 450. For some reason I remember it being 350. Must be a different game. Alright, keep stealing. There is a limit before I just give up and just actually kill this guy, which is mainly when it crosses over into being more. Stole silk shirt, there's one more item. A silk shirt will be useful because we don't have enough to give one to each character that can equip. So there's one other item he has. Or there is not, and I'm completely full of crap. That is also a possibility. Okay, lesson learned. I could have sworn that he had, I think it was a feather hat, but I must have remembered that wrong. Or this is one of them, or they changed that in the Steam version. I'm not really sure. Now we kill them, and I demonstrate that it is indeed entirely possible to beat them without using Zidane's transit. And attack Black Waltz 1. I know that they only have a couple hundred hit points each, so it shouldn't take too much. And of course, once the Black Waltz is down, their damage dealing potential goes down significantly. I'm actually going to deliberately wait for him to hit. Oh, now we're using potion. Zidane is still not in trance, and yes, we've continued this fight through basically 2 cycles of Zidane getting into trance. So that's the other thing. It's fairly difficult not to wind up in trance in this fight. And in fact, that's actually been going to be the hardest part of this, is not avoiding using either Zidane's trance abilities or his physical attack, just physically attacking while he's in trance, does increase damage because of how many hits he has to take in order to do this. But as long as you have a healthy supply of potions, this fight is entirely manageable without actually absorbing the trance abilities. Though, honestly, forget what I said earlier. I've decided to go back on my word. I'm impatient. I'm physically attacking without using transport. Sea Lion, kill him for me. And see, it did 144 damage instead of just a flat 100 with Now the thing about Sea Lion is you might notice it has this colored ball on its chest. That ball will change color as its HP gets low. That will cause it to use certain more powerful abilities. So normally it has Blizzard and it has wing attack ability, but it will actually get stronger abilities as its health gets lower, which can be a problem. Since we're basically trading hits back and forth, there's risk to letting Zidane's health get low. And see, now it's turned yellow. When it turns yellow, it will cast Blizzard, which is basically the upgraded form of Blizzard. The second tier, which will give it advantage. Fortunately, what's more, that doesn't consume its turn, though fortunately it won't once. And also, fortunately, this thing's magic attack is quite low, so even though it was using a fairly powerful spell there, it didn't do much damage. That keeps slapping it around. And now that it's turned red, Tsunami. 72 damage. That's its hardest hitting attack, and it's not going to use it again. However, once again, using Tsunami does not actually consume the Sea Lion's turn, and so it can follow up with regular Blizzard. And he's dead. See? It is entirely possible to manage this fight without using Zidane's trance abilities once. And while yes, I did physically attack while Zidane was in trance one time, obviously I didn't need to in order to win this fight. So yeah, this fight is totally doable without relying on trance. And like I said, in bonus footage I'll show you what happened when you use trance. You defeated number 1, but number 2 and number 3 will reclaim the princess. Who's there? Oh, whatever. I've got to go back and check on them. And Zorn and Thorn. I guess this is the experiment they were talking about with Brawny. Zidane! Hey there, everybody okay? You, what just happened? It was no big deal. You're hiding something. Hey, nothing happened, you heard me. You didn't touch the princess, did you? Just what are you accusing me of? Steiner, he said nothing happened. Why are you being so rude? My apologies, princess. Well, I'm glad everyone is safe. Shall we move on? Zidane, is something bothering you? No, it's nothing. I do honestly wonder why he didn't tell them about what happened. Let's see, Vivi has a silk shirt, Garnet has a silk shirt, so let's equip Zidane with a silk shirt. All it gives him is better defense. And well, he could equip the Mithril Dagger, which would teach him a lovely new passive ability. I want him to finish learning Detect and Fleet first. I am also actually going to take the Leather Wrist and switch him back to equipping the regular wrist and give the Leather Wrist to Garnet, since she's closer to leveling up. Assuming we even run into enemies we beat here in the exit. Oh, and he has given up Protect Girls. For completeness' sake, he will actually learn that ability from a piece of equipment that I'll put on him later. Alright, and let's proceed to the exit. hop over this. Apparently Ice Cavern wasn't supposed to be that cold. And I guess it's given us one last random encounter for the road. With 3 flawns. And Vivi gets a turn right at the beginning. Zap him, Vivi. And that's that. And Garnet has mastered some of her abilities in addition to leveling up. And we are done with Ice Cavern. We made it through the mist. Wrong voice again. Oh, the sun feels great. Look, there's a village. I think I've been there before. It sounds like you've been everywhere, Zidane. The only other worlds I've visited are in books. You may have been to that village. Let's go visit. Wait, hold it. You're a princess. You can't just go rushing in there. People are looking for you. You need a new identity. Insolent fool, the princess need not sneak around. Besides, we're heading back to the castle. You leave her alone. And you will address her as princess from now on, you silly peasant. Damn it, Rusty, why don't you just shut up? Who do you think you are? I don't take orders from a stuck-up jerk like you. You guys! Stop it, you two! Steiner, I do not intend to return to the castle. And I do see Zidane's point. I need a new name. Zidane, what is this called? That's a dagger. All knives of that length are called daggers. Short swords are a bit longer. The big sword you hold with both hands is called a broadsword, and... Oh, okay. I understand now. And Zidane hangs his head. So this is called a dagger. Princess, it is a weapon. Please be careful. I've decided. From now on, my name is... Dagger. That's going to be her alias. That's why we didn't get to enter a name for her earlier. Because the name that you choose to enter for her is actually her alias rather than her real name. I will be called Dagger from now on. What do you think, Zidane? Is it okay with you? And yeah. Great, Dagger. Now let's work on your speech. Try to sound more casual, like me. I shall try. No, no, no. What would Vivi say? Just say, alrighty. Alrighty. You're getting the hang of it. Well, let's go. And that is the end of Ice Cavern. And I'd say this part's gotten long enough, so aside from the bonus footage, I'd say it's time to be done. So, as usual, thank you for watching. I love you all. Please stay tuned for the bonus footage where I show the normal way of finishing the Black Waltz #1 fight. And then please tune in next time. Thank you for watching. Okay. As you just saw, Zidane has been knocked into trance. I basically just stalled for time to get to this point. Now, let's see how you're supposed to do this. To select a title, flame, and use it on both of them. After eating this last fire attack from Black Waltz. We use title flame. Ugh, Sea Lion, kill him for me! And this knocks the Sea Lion's chest ball straight past yellow and into red. This will actually prevent him from using Blizzara at all. He'll jump straight to Tsunami. Now I could heal, or I could just trust that I'll survive that blizzard and use free energy to just finish him off. Bye! Yeah, that is considerably easier than fighting him the way that I showed in Let's Play. But, obviously it's manageable the way I did it, and I mainly did it that way to prove that it is in fact possible. Anyway, this is the true end of this video, so thank you for watching, sitting through all this with me. I love you all, and I will see you next time.